evening everyone, and welcome to Gundam News. And this week, I'm starting off with a quick announcement for the next 3 Gundam News videos. As I'm sure you're all aware by now, Japan has reopened on the 11th, so I will be boarding a flight on the 17th to go there to meet up with some old friends and also make some videos. So, what does that mean for my video schedule while I'm in Japan? And well, I did already pre-make some videos, so regular videos will continue as usual. But Gundam News will of course be slightly different because, well, I can't really pre-make those. So instead, the format is going to be slightly different. Instead of doing them theme by theme, I'm now going to be doing them day by day, with 1 or 2 main headlines being in the front. This way I can just work on it a little bit every day, and I'll have a script ready to go on Thursday without the need to puzzle everything together. One minor change that you might also notice is that I will be using a different codec to render the video, so the quality will be different, and it will also only be 1080p instead of 4K. For the obvious reason, I will be uploading using the hotel internet, so I want to use a codec that makes the video as small, well, the video file as small as possible, so that I don't have to spend a week uploading one video. As for the third Gundam News then, that one will be simply delayed to Saturday or Sunday and will be business as usual again. Also, if you have any Gundam related content suggestions, feel free to leave them down below because, like I said, I will also be doing some recording. So now on with our first headline of the week. As the Gundam Battle Alliance is getting a major overhaul to address some of the issues people have brought up, and to say that the list of changes is long would be an understatement. So let's go over some of the highlights. First of all, the All-Rounder and Infighter classes got a boost, something that I've heard from other people was something that was desperately needed. I personally didn't have any issues with that because Gym Sniper 2 Master Race. So for the all-rounders, the big changes are double special attack gauge filling during roll actions, and the staggering effect was increased, making it easier to down the big boss mobile armors. And they can now also hold 5 repair kits. The big changes for the infighters then is 30% less boost consumption and 20% less damage during their roll action, making it easier for them to take the fight to the enemy and deal continuous damage to the enemy. And the amount of repair kits they can hold now is 4. As for the general changes, the special attack now has tracking while the cutscene is triggered, making it easier to land a hit, and some units also had their movement adjusted. By this, I'm assuming they're talking about melee units getting like a longer range to lunge at the enemies. And the difficulty level has gone down thanks to a variety of changes. Certain mobile armors have less hit points, all mobile armors are now easier to down, certain enemy aces are now easier to dodge, and capital gained from missions are up significantly. Easy and normal earnings are tripled, hard earnings are times 1.5, containers placed normally during missions and X missions give 5 times more, containers that appear after special conditions have increased by 10, and selling your stuff now also gives you more capital. So this really does eliminate one of my main complaints with the game, which is also a complaint that I've heard echoed numerous times. The game was way too grind heavy, and changing units was prohibitively expensive. But with these changes, in combination with the lower difficulty of certain bosses, it is actually feasible to use one unit, upgrade it, and then still have enough money to upgrade your favorite unit once you unlock it. Also, with the certain mobile armors having less hit points, I think this is also going to do wonders for having a more natural difficulty curve, because there were some real big difficulty spikes. Like, I can't immediately off the top of my head like name some, but I remember having a boss battle that would just like stop you in your tracks, and the next battles were like pushovers. And another really important change that they were working on was the lock-on system. Another thing that really could use some work. And other than that, there's just a bunch of quality of life updates and even some free X missions. And if you want to read about everything they're updating, I'll have a link to the Steam page down below. On the Witch from Mercury front then, of course, the second episode got released and things are really starting to heat up. As expected, the not Gundam Apparel showing up stirred up things significantly, and it was really cool to see the companies arguing about what to do with the Gundam, because, as expected, some wanted to use it and some wanted to get rid of it, and, well, they couldn't really agree whether or not it was a Gundam. Murine also really shone during the episode, and we also got introduced to our masked character of the series, Prospera, the CEO of Shinsei Development Corporation. She has a prosthetic arm, just like Suletta's mom. She's got the same voice actor as Suletta's mom. She's from Mercury, just like Suletta's mom. And she's the head of the Gundam Apparel's development, a Gundam not Gundam, that bears a striking resemblance to the Lfrith, the unit Suletta's mom piloted. But I just can't quite put my finger on who she really is because of the mask. I'm sure time will tell. But regardless, the main feeling that I've gotten so far from the Witch of Mercury series is that despite some heavier and less happy things happening in the series, is that it doesn't seem to fail to leave me without a smile at the end of each episode. And I really wonder if this is going to be something that's going to continue. Which means that I am now very much looking forward to the third episode that I will of course be able to watch officially for free on YouTube thanks to NordVPN. And if you also want this power, or you just want some extra security while browsing online, you can use the code KKRT or the link down below to not just get a sweet discount, but to also support the channel. It'll also allow you to watch the creditless opening and ending that they also uploaded to YouTube, which I'll have linked down below as well. For the figures then, we just got an announcement for the next mobile suit that will be featured in the MS Mechanical Bust line. In March of 2023, the Gundam Exia will be appearing in Gachapon machines across Japan with a really cool light-up chest. And it's most likely going to follow a similar pattern to the new Gundam. You'll have an armor set, a clear armor set, and then the light-up unit. So even though it is only 500 yen a spin, you'll still need to spend at least 1,000 yen, around 7 US, to have a sweet light-up Exia. And this now makes me wonder what other machines we will be getting in the future for this lineup, because I can already think of a few that would be perfect for this. The God Gundam with its King of Hearts crest, the Wing Zero with the Zero system, the Mark II with the extra sub-sensors, or even the Double X with the satellite system. But I wouldn't be surprised if anything Gundam X related would be all the way at the bottom, because I'm still waiting for new high grades. And talking about Gunpla, this week we just got an overview of Waterslide decals that will be releasing next year in March. For 550 yen for US, there is a set for the Ariel, Lfrith and Begrubeau, the Feroct and Michaelis, Delonza and Daryl Balde, Federation side stories, Xeon side stories, and the real grade God Gundam. In other gaming news then, in Gundam Battle Operation 2, the Gelgook High Mobility Type GK joins the battle, or as I prefer to call it, the Gelgok. In Gundam Breaker Mobile then, the big news is that they're having another competition for the United States and Canada, with the exception of Quebec. And the prizes are really cool. There's 1 first place for a perfect grade, 2 second places for a master grade, and 5 third places for a high grade. You can enter until the 19th, and information on the rules and how to enter is linked down below in the description, and I'll also put it in the top comment. And in addition to that, there was also the 5-star Nightingale that got added, enhanced Fowler Griffin and Mono got added as AI pilots, and the Is the Moon Out event started. And then in UC Engage, we also got quite a few new things. On the 6th, we got a new story mission for Pesce Montagnou, accompanied by an event gacha to get her and the Engage Zero income version. There was a Dom Day login bonus, and we got another brand new mobile suit, the Gaplant Trainer, including some lore to go along with it. The original Gaplant was a powerful mobile suit, but it was also extremely difficult to handle, to the point that only the best pilots, or artificially enhanced ones, could handle this beast of a mobile suit. So for the purpose of both selecting and training the pilots, this 2-seater version of the Gaplant was quickly constructed and painted in testing colors. And on the 12th then, we got everyone's favorite Riddy and the Banshee Norn along with some login bonuses. And in other news, Gunpla Kun's 12th episode was released, featuring Gunpla Kun and Gunpla Kun, and on November 24th, Sugizo's 25th anniversary solo album, called the Complete Single Collection, will be releasing in a variety of editions and will also include some songs from the origin. As for the things you could get this week then, on Saturday, the Gundam base released the high-grade clear-color Gundam Lfrith for 1,540 yen, 11.12 US, and the high-grade Gundam Astray Red Dragon for 3,740 yen, 26 yuan. Quite the hefty price for a high-grade, but you do also get quite a lot, like 3 Kaledwiches, beam effect parts, and the Baku tactical reconnaissance type head, amongst others. And on the same day, from Gundam Type F, you could also get the absolutely amazingly colored high-grade Jegan Kajima Custom, which goes for 1,980 yen, 14 US. The blue chest is kinda growing on me, but I still think that it really clashes with the rest of the machine. Maybe something like blue shoulders would have been better. But anyways, today we got the SDX Standard Gundam Apparel for 660 yen, 4 US, and the Figurized Standard Suletta Mercury for 3,520 yen, 24 US. And bets are now open for when we'll get the P Bandai version of Suletta in the regular colored uniform. On to this week's reading material then. You could get the November issue of Animedia, featuring a special on Witch from Mercury with Kana Ichinose and Lin, the voice actresses for Suletta and Miorine, the November issue of Animage, featuring an interview with the two, the November issue of New Type, which comes with a Witch from Mercury clear file. There was the November issue of Nikkei Entertainment, which has interviews with Kana Ichinose, Ichiro Okochi, and Yoasobi. And finally, there was the Showa 50-Man magazine, featuring an interview with SD Gundam designer Toshihisa Miyauchi. And with that, it is time to have a look at this week's Gundam Apparel. This time, Cosmic kicked off things last week Thursday with some clothing inspired by Hathaway's pilot suit. Just like the jacket that I'm wearing, it's not a 100% reproduction, but instead it applied the design to regular clothing. Although, in the case of Hathaway's clothing, it does come off as rather flashy. If you want both the jersey and the pants, it'll set you back 35,750 yen, 250 US, and if you just want the jersey, that can be yours for 22,500 550 yen, 150 US dollars. And currently they're slated for an early February release. Next up then was Bankore, who opened up reservations for their full-color Gundam Apparel t-shirt on Sunday, which will be releasing in November and can be yours for 3,850 yen, 26 US. Then on Tuesday, reservations open up for the Mafty pants, which can be yours for 15,400 yen, 110 US, which you can then combine with a restock of the Mafty jacket for 26,400 yen, 180 US, or the Mafty polo shirt for 4,950 yen, 34 US. And all of these items will be coming your way in January. Then there was the Reconquista NG Pirate Acrylic Logo Display X for 1,320 yen, 9 US, and this thing will be shipping out in December, along with a restock of the large Reconquista NG logo, which goes for 1,650 yen, 12 US. And last but not least for Bankore, we got 4 collections that went up for pre-order today. First up was the Mobile Suit Gundam Sukajan style t-shirts, and because I didn't immediately know what a Sukajan was, I looked it up and it turns out to be a Japanese styled bomber jacket. Now, I'm sure most of you will have seen these around. I've also seen them around, but now I know what they're actually called. The more you know. So now you can get a t-shirt styled after them in either Federation or Zeon flavor for 3,850 yen, 26 US. And the Federation one has a Gundam head on the front with the wide base on the back, and the Zeon one has Char's Zaku head in the front and the Falmo on the back, even though the text just says that it's a regular Musai. And if you need some more Federation flavor t-shirts, you can get a black one with the quote-unquote mobile suits of the Earth Federation Space Forces for 4,180 yen, 29 US. Not only are they missing quite a few, but the head of the RX-78-2 looks like it's melting. But all of these t-shirts will be available in December, and 1 month earlier, 2 collections of tote bags will be shipping out, with each bag setting you back 3,300 yen, 23 US. There is the Celestial Being collection featuring a blue Setsuna, green Locon, orange Alleluia, and purple Tierra bag, and the Zaft collection featuring a red Atheron, blue Izak, beige Diarca, and green Nickel bag. Each feature their respective character as they appeared in the opening of the series on one side, and on the other side is their faction's emblem. And finally then, we have some really cool t-shirt designs that are available from the Strict G pop-up shop at Shanghai's Freedom Gundam statue. 249 yuan or 35 US gets you a white or a black t-shirt with a Freedom and Dragon design. And for 199 yuan, 28 US, you can get that design on a tote bag. And as usual, let's wrap up this Gundam news with some poll news. In the currently ongoing poll, Gundam.info wants to know which Gundam character comes to mind when reading a book. And just like last week, I am ever so slightly surprised by the results so far. In a distant last place with 44 votes, we have Edward Mass. Fair enough. But then, in close competition for second place, we have Orga, the one from Gundam Seed, with 121 votes, and Shiro Amada with 130 votes. Like, I mean seriously, when it comes to characters reading a book, Shiro, in my mind, should be the first one that comes to mind. The one who does it in every episode in the ending, and the one who's so absorbed in his damn book that he doesn't realize what the hell is going around him and everyone can just do whatever they want. That is either a really good book or Shiro is just really into reading. He should have easily been number 1, but instead, Hathaway Noah wins out, at the moment, with almost double the amount of votes at 232. I gotta wonder here, how much did the newness and the hype factor help with Hathaway getting the lead? So if you want to help out our boy Shiro, the link to vote is down below. And that has been all for this week's Gundam news. As always, a big thank you to the Patreon supporters. I hope everyone watching has a great evening, and I'll see you all next week with more Gundam news straight from Japan.